Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. I'm so honored and excited that you are here. We are kicking off day 3 to Kiss Your Struggles Goodbye, Create a Life You Love. 4-day mini course, and I couldn't be more excited to be here with you. Oh my gosh, we've had an amazing couple days, have we not? We've talked about tuning in and really becoming aware of yourself and your surroundings, and we talked about identifying your patterns, your coping mechanism, how to get to the deep emotions so that you can release them, so that you can begin to create a life you love. So I just want to pop on. I want to make sure we're all connected here. Over here. Let's see. Are we here? Not sure. If you see me, say hello. Say hello if you see me. Drop down a hello. I think we're connected. I think we're here. So that being said, welcome to day 3. I would love to know. There we go. I'm looking over here at the comments. Okay. I would love to know what was different for you yesterday versus today, the day before you started, right? So I would love to know when did you use your pattern interrupt? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to the guides and watch day 1 and day 2. They are still available for you. Watch day 1 and day 2. So yesterday we had such a powerful breakthrough day, right? Where we released some emotions. We got rid of some of them. I remember comments being, I'm lighter. I feel easier. I have tingling in my feet, less angry, all this other things that you guys shared. You're doing an incredible job, and I love seeing the way you're transforming your commitment that you have to yourself. So today's prize winner, oh my gosh, let me look it up. I'm afraid I'm going to say your name wrong, and if I say your name wrong, I am sorry. But you will win your powerful recordings of affirmations to create a life you love. And it is Kristen Luciagen. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name right, but Christine, you won. You are the winner. Everybody say woohoo! Give her some love, some emojis. Stay connected, stay plugged in, keep going, and we're gonna get here. Let's just see. Let me see if I can get everybody to come join us, because we are during day 3. Oops, I put day 2. Day 3. Whoops. Can I edit that? I can. Day 3. Okay. So maybe everybody can find it, because I'm seeing some people trickle in and some people are still looking. Irish, can you check to see if that worked? If we got everybody tagged and ready to go? And so here we go. Here we are on day 3. How your daily self-talk impacts your life. What you say up here and how that creates your life. So continue to allow yourself this space to open up, right? And, make this challenge your launching pad to create a life you truly want. What I'm sharing with you are keys to success. It's the things I live by, that my clients live by, but what I'm sharing with you is just the tip of the iceberg. It's just a little piece of how I can continue to support you. So through my Freedom program, not only do you hone in on this week's work, but you get taught how to master your energy, how to heal your past, so that you can live a life feeling loved, confident, abundant. So let's start off today with someone who has switched her self-talk. Okay, hopefully it's working. That has switched her self-talk by setting boundaries, by being connected back to herself, about tuning in, about identifying her emotions, and then starting to talk to herself differently. So hopefully this works this time, in the sense of, so Kaylee, who I'm going to share with you, has gone through so much in her life, and as she went through her 4 to 5 day, I don't know, I can't remember exactly. I think it was a 5-day, maybe 4-day course similar to this. She was super skeptical. Didn't think any of these tools would work, but on day 3 of the course, she was starting to feel better, and she kept showing up and doing everything that I offered. She was there, and she realized that she was feeling better than she had in a very long time. So she decided to take her next step and journey into the Fear to Freedom program. So what I'm sharing with you is just about maybe 10 weeks of working with me, where she was from despair and hopeless to this version of herself. Let's see. Can you guys see Kaylee? Drop a yes down below if you can. Yes? I'm going with yes. Can you see Kaylee? Is that a yes? Yes. Okay, good.
I have a long history of depression, anxiety, and self-harm. I have spent a good portion of my adult life in therapy, and that's just where I started. And then life happens, and other circumstances make those things even more challenging to deal with. For a long time, I've been existing versus living, which isn't something I want to do. And after just a couple of days with Brenda, I felt hope for the first time. Something I didn't even realize was missing because I was so busy just getting by. I felt actual hope. And I have learned so many things that have allowed me to set healthy boundaries and take my power back. And for the first time in as long as I can remember, I actually consider a future for myself. And that's huge.
That is huge, right? Oops. Oh. Stop screen share. Are you back onto me now? And so she switched her self-talk. She went from hopeless to being able to see a future. She's now a year past, she's completed the 12-month journey. She, within 3 months, found a career, back in her career. She was looking and hoping and wishing for a job, couldn't get herself anywhere. 3 months on in 10 weeks, 3 months into the Fear to Freedom program, she is back into her high-end corporate job. And she actually just shared with me the other day that if she didn't have the tools of the self-talk, of tuning in, of releasing her emotions, she would not be able to do her job without feeling stressed and being back in that survival mode. You know what I mean? About constantly having to, thinking how to live versus living, enjoying the moments, experiencing the moments. She didn't believe anything was possible for herself, and here she is, totally living a life that she truly loves, that she's creating, right? You heard her say she finally took her power back, right? And what I've learned, for those that are just tuning in, I'm Brenda BKISS. I'm a transformative Neuro Reiki master, helping you turn your struggles into miracles by releasing self-doubt, stress, anxiety, overwhelmed, so that you can step back into your heart, reconnect with your heart, so that you can live a life of happiness and joy. And over the years, I have learned that there's 3 types of people out there. And these 3 types of people are people I come in contact all the time. And you get to identify, where are you? Where are you in your 3 types of people? So we're going to drop in the chat as I'm going through it. The first type is the wishing and the hoping people. These are the people that show up thinking they're going to change, but they still have lots of doubt. They're still in the wishing and the hoping. They haven't fully decided or committed that they want to move forward. They're scared to move forward. In fact, they're looking for the magic bullet, like that diet pill, the magic diet pill that's instantly going to change their life, instead of actually looking to commit to their life and change their life. They're just wishing and hoping and praying. And it's a great place. This is to identify where you're at with no judgment, because if you're in wishing and hoping, you get to make the next step. You get to decide now to commit to yourself, to take the wishing and the hoping away and say, no matter what, I'm moving forward in my life, right? So then you have the dabblers and the do-it-yourself people, the people that have to do everything themselves. They don't want to take a class. They don't want to do anything. They're doing it themselves. Or you have the dabblers. They show up here. They show up here. They might take a little course. They do all the free events. They dabble, but they never fully immerse themselves into one process. They think that, by showing up everywhere as they're helping themselves. Actually, what's happening is that you're touching the surface on things, but the moment it gets deep, or the moment it gets to be more challenging, or the moment more resistance shows up, you walk away. Right? So if you're recognizing resistance through this challenge, through this mini course, realize that you are breaking your pattern if you're staying here, and you get to continue to commit to yourself. You get to continue to move forward, because if you're going to do it on your own and you're going to dabble here and dabble there, dabble here, it's going to take you twice as much. Think about weight loss, right? Think about someone that's looking to lose weight. If people are all into a program, they're doing it. But if people are dabbling with this program and then dabbling with this program, or not sure if they fully want to commit, they're not getting the results. It will take them twice as long, maybe 3 times as long, right? So are you a dabbler or doer, a do-it-yourselfer? Are you a wisher or hoper, or do you fall into the next category? Drop in the comments. I haven't seen any. Drop in the comments. Where are you, a dabbler and a do-it-yourselfer, a wisher and a hoper? Or are you the I'm ready, I'm all in no matter what? These people say yes to themselves, even if it feels scary, even if it feels uncomfortable or uncertain, or if they're not sure how things are going to play out. They forget the how and they go fully all in. They trust themselves to go fully all in, and that they're ready to move forward in their life no matter what, no matter if they're uncertain, unscared, like if they're scared. They're ready to dive into themselves. They're ready to commit 100%, regardless of their fears, regardless of uncertainty, and they're all in. I remember when I decided to invest in myself, I left the opportunity where I said yes, and then I went back into like, oh my God, I'm so scared. Did I make the right decision? Right? But all in means, even if you're scared, even if you're uncertain, even if you're not sure how things are going to pan out, you are committed to yourself no matter what. And it reminds me of a client that I had. Let me see. Hold on. Her name is Lisa, and she came to me. This was actually pre-pandemic, and she came to me and she's like, I want to be all in, but I don't know how to do it all. And she was very lost, very overwhelmed, had so much guilt to take that she was going to take time for herself, had so much judgment on herself, judgment on others, completely overwhelmed, but she knew she needed to do something different for herself. And she said that she was all in, but it wasn't without fear, and it wasn't without feeling scared or having the courage, because she definitely had it all. But I would love you to hear from her on how being all in changed her life. Ready?
I had to invest in this course, and it has been everything more of what I could ask for. Absolutely amazing, the transformation that I've had. I can literally look in the mirror now and smile and be happy and feel that I am amazing and I am a great person, and I deserve happiness and I deserve everything that I want. I think this course can help every type of person, because if everyone knew all this information, the world would be a happier place. I think everybody needs to understand how the universe works and how everyone affects the universe. I have not felt this great ever. I don't think. I can't remember ever feeling the way I feel now. You have really helped me immensely.
So there you go, right? She decided to be all in no matter what. She was scared, she was uncertain, she was angry. And here you heard her, never felt as good. And we worked a lot on the self-talk, a lot on tuning in, and a lot on emotions, what we've been discussing in the last couple of days. So day 3, how does your daily self-talk impact your life? Let me just open up the comments so I can see you guys again. I like to connect. Kristen, yes, I see that. You get to feel that way about yourself. And did you see you won? You won the prize. Okay, so today, day 3, how your daily self-talk impacts your life. I'm going to be giving you resources today to help you move forward no matter where you are in your life, no matter what's going on in your life. These tools that I teach you today will take any circumstances and allow you to shift your emotional state, which then shifts your reality, what you see, your perception. So you have tools now to tune into yourself. You have ways to identify your emotions and your patterns, your habits, and you get to uproot that. Who used their word yesterday or their silly word? Drop below if you did. If you used your silly word or your silly move, like stop in the name of love, right? So you get to recognize where your patterns are. So let's move forward into your healing so you can reconnect with you. Yeah, as that is the fastest way to heal and create a life you love. Your mind is programmed to look for what's wrong, what's the problem, and how do I survive? And from that state, you develop self-talk. And your self-talk is in survival mode. And most likely you had experiences as children, and you give those experiences meanings. And those meanings, from those experiences and those meanings, you create beliefs, you create feelings, and you develop stories, right? And we talked about stories yesterday. And as you create stories, emotion arise. Well, the same things happen as you begin to tell yourself stories and beliefs. You begin to create emotion. So we want to see what you're saying to yourselves. And your beliefs affect your energy, your actions or lack of actions, your relationships, your communication, your health, your wealth. So as you develop this self-talk and these beliefs, what is a belief? Who can drop below what a belief is? Drop below what you feel a belief is. I know there's an 8-second delay, so give me a second to look. What is a belief? Anybody? What's a belief? No one wants to go for it. A thought you keep thinking. Yeah. A thought you keep thinking that you believe to be true. Yes, good job, Helene. So a belief is actually, if you look at the word, and let me just type it in the chat so you can see the word, something you know to be true. A truth you can't change. Oh, Christine, we have some work to do there. Yes, over and over. So if you look inside the word belief, there lies the word lie. A belief you can actually not prove. There is no proof in a belief. It's a lie that you tell yourself, and you can tell yourself empowering lies, or you can tell yourself disempowering lies. And it's a statement that you say to yourself, that you say over and over again, and you believe that it could be true. Beliefs can be changed at any moment, at any time. And I can say something today that stimulates a different thought in your mind that creates a new belief. Right? Or somebody can say one thing to you that's super strong, and someone that's really connected to you, that changes your perception. I mean, I remember when I was a child, I had body image, what's that called? Body dysmorphia, where I didn't know what I had perceptions of what my body looked like. And I remember thinking, I remember sitting at my kitchen table in my kitchen. And tell me if you can relate to a story like this, where someone says one thing to you and it becomes your truth. And I remember it was summertime, so I had a tank top on, and I had a cousin there who was close to my age. I loved him. I do love him. And but we were really close. We were almost like brothers. We spent a lot of time together. I not admired, but we were like best friends. And he took my arm, and he like, patted the back of my tricep muscle. And when he did that, he said, "Oh man, your arms are so fat." And then I was like, "Oh my God, do I have fat arms?" It was his perception. It was what he was going through in his life. It was his outlook on life that made him say what he said to me. But as soon as he said it to me, I started to own that belief. So belief can come from one statement, or it can come from repetition over and over and over again. And beliefs can change at any point. You get to decide what you want to believe in. And if someone told you things that you no longer want to believe in, guess what? You get to decide to get rid of them. And that's what we do here. So today I'm going to provide you with tools that will help you now and that will help you in the future to feel better no matter what's going on. So the third key to creating a life you love is noticing, hearing what you're saying to yourself and what you say to others or about others, because the way you talk and the way you talk internally in your mind and the way you talk about yourself and the way you talk about others is so important. It gives you clues onto what your beliefs are, what your feelings are, what your emotions are. So learning these tools will help you to elevate your emotions or energy, right? And which is the key to creating. You cannot create something that's super amazing if you're down here on the emotional scale, right? So no matter what the story or experience that you have, there are many perceptions. There are many perceptions that you can make up from one experience, right? I'm one of 3 children. Anybody got brothers and sisters or have children, multiple children? We were raised, my brother and my sister we were raised by the same parents. And at the same time, like my parents are actually still together. I know that's a rarity in this world, but they are still together. We were raised by the same parents in the same household, our entire life. And yet my siblings and I have different perspectives and different beliefs on the world and in life based on our own experiences. So you get to look at, where are you on the emotional scale? Hold on, let me pull this up. This is in your in the Facebook group under media. Is that what it's called? Let me just give you support here. Pretty sure it's under media. No, it's under more. If you go in the Facebook group, it's under more, and then it's under files. And then what I'm about to share with you, you can look up. You can download it from there. So just, all right. Can you hear me okay? So this is your emotional scale and your emotional frequency ladder. And what we're going to talk about today are ways to, one, you get to tune into yourself and identify, where are you on this ladder? We want to be up here in the purple. And we want to recognize when we're down here, what do we get to do to rise up the ladder and be in the high frequency feelings versus the low frequency feelings, right? I remember a story that I learned. So if you're anywhere between an 8 and a 22, and there's other emotions in here, obviously we have more emotions than we have words, but if the emotion feels good, you're in the high frequency. And if it doesn't feel good, you're in the low frequency. And we want to climb up the emotional frequency ladder, right? And so we want to get up here. We want to live up here. How exciting would this be to live up in these areas, right? Somebody said you can't live there all the time. No, the truth is these feelings come in, but you don't have to live here. You can recognize and then choose right away to come back up here. I remember when somebody said that to me, I'm like, how is that even possible? But as you begin to heal and release emotions, it's totally possible. And I remember somebody sharing a story with me a long time ago on ways to get up here. So if you're feeling down here, it's like, recall a story from your past that makes you feel good, that makes you feel excited and happy and joyful. And so I have a story in my mind that is my kids playing outside in the rain, in their rain boots, with little yellow boots and monkeys and underwear, and they're playing in puddles. And it just brings me such joy. So think of a moment right now that brings you joy, that when you think of it, you can start to rise up the scale. But what I've learned is, it's not just the thought that you get to shift. Sometimes when we're in a low vibrational state, it's not just the thought we get to shift, but we get to work on 3 key areas of our life, which is what we focus on. So that's our thought, right? But there 3 key areas of our life to begin to shift our energy, and when we shift our energy or our emotional state, I use them hand in hand, then we switch our reality. Who wants to switch your reality? Drop down. Yes, I want to. I'm committed to. Right? So what happens is when we go into an unresourceful state, like depression or grief or sadness or loneliness or stress or overwhelm or regret, we get stuck in those areas. And so you get to, when you go into those states, you get to recognize, you get to pause for a moment and recognize, okay, I'm in this energy, I'm in this feeling. This doesn't mean that's who you are. That just means who you're being. That just means how you're showing up in this moment is depressed or lonely or sad. That does not mean that's who you are. And so you get to master these 3 areas of your life, and to create a life you love. And so the first area that you get to master is your body, recognizing your body. So when you are in a different emotional state, all you have to do is shift your body. Who did the empowerment stance? Who did the empowerment stance? If you did the empowerment stance, tell me what your experience was just by pulling your shoulders back. What did you notice? What did you notice? Right? Drop that in the chat, because by switching your body around and just moving your body, you get to switch your emotions, you get to switch your energy, the way you feel, right? So let's test this out. Who did the empowerment stance? And if you did, drop it in the chat what you noticed about yourself. Yeah, you felt more open, more confident, for sure. And that's just by switching your body. We haven't even mastered all 3 of these areas, right? We're just taking tips of the touching the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, relaxing power. Yeah, I felt strong. Right. So right now, I want you to put yourself into what you perceived as when you see someone who's depressed. How do they go? You can describe it in the chat for me, so I know. If you see someone in a depressed state, they're like this, right? Shoulders forward, head down, and they're more like this. They might even do something like that, or well, now I don't know what my hair is doing, but maybe like even covering half their face, right? Because they don't want to be seen. They don't want parts of them to be seen. And so if you're doing that, you cannot become resourceful in that state. Notice your thoughts and your feelings when you do here. It's like constricting, it's confined, it's limited, right? And the moment you start to open up, shoulders back, you kind of go into that empowerment stand, chin slightly lifted, chest out, heart open, and hold this for a second and just notice your thoughts here. I mean, it's such a different, it's just like possibilities. You can see more, you're open, you can see things at a different perspective. So you can just start practicing putting yourself in that resourceful state. This is called energy draining, I guess. Here's neutral, here's energy rich, right? Who wants to be rich in energy, where you get to bring things into your life, right? So you can switch your body around in so when you notice you go into stress or overwhelm, notice your breath, notice your body position, notice your body tension, and then begin to do something different, like taking deep breaths, drinking a glass of water, maybe dancing or exercising or taking a bath, or you can simply put a pen in your mouth. When you put a pen in your mouth, it actually releases endorphins and makes you happier. So does smiling, but not everybody wants to smile, right? When we're sad or depressed or lonely, smiling can be challenging. So you put a pen in your mouth, right? It reminds me when my son, a couple years ago, he was probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 years old. We were doing puzzles. And, for my son to sit and do puzzles for any length of time it is amazing. He's very much all over the place, but he was so focused, and he was so, I don't know, we probably spent about an hour doing puzzle after puzzle after puzzle. And he had one more puzzle. And I think he had like 3 or 4 pieces left, and he could not figure them out. Like, he had literally done puzzles for an hour, and now he was getting mad and he was getting frustrated and he couldn't figure it out. So I said, Brennan, go run up and down the steps for a moment, and when you're ready, come back. So he went downstairs, played with his brothers for a few minutes, came up, and he came back, sat down, and just put the puzzle pieces in. So sometimes we just have to, we get to move our body. The moment we move our body, the answer comes, right? And sometimes we can get out of an emotional state by just doing one of these three, which is move the body. But sometimes we're so stuck in an emotional state, we need to then do the next step, which is really work on our language and communication. So, being aware, bringing your attention to and awareness to the language you speak out loud and the language you speak in your mind. What are you saying to yourself daily? How are you speaking to yourself or about yourself, or how are you speaking about others, to them or to yourself? I mean, I used to say things like, I'm not smart enough. I'll never be skinny enough. I'm not capable of making money. Moms aren't supposed to work. That was a big story I had. And I had a lot of judgment around working mothers. I'm not pretty enough. I don't have enough time. Never have enough time to finish anything. I don't have enough time to do this. I don't have enough time to do that. Never enough. Right? Drop below some of the things you say, some of your stories you tell yourself, some of that self-talk that you speak out loud. It could also be about others, like people are mean. Nobody cares about me. I do for everybody else, but nobody does for me. Go ahead, drop them below. Remember, play full out. Let yourself come in. Let yourself be in this state. What are you saying to yourself? I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. I got so much to work. I have to work on all of me. I'm broken. Those are some of the things I've heard you guys say this week. Everyone will eventually leave me. Not enough time. Yeah. So those are our statements we want to get away from. So let's stand up. Stand up. Let's see. And you're going to shake it out. Just shake it out. Whew. Shake it out. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go into your empowerment stance. Hands right above your buttocks on the back of your back. Shoulders open. Chin up. And we're just going to stand here for a moment. And as we stand here, we're going to imagine right now, as you close your eyes, just a beautiful white light coming down through you. And as it comes down through you, it opens up your heart, your solar plexus, actually all of your chakras, from your crown down to your third eye, your throat, all the way down your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral, your root. And as you stand in this stance, declare who you get to be. Everybody loves me. I'm connected to all things. I'm abundant in time, love, and money. What are positive statements that you can say about yourself right now? Who do you get to be? I'm awesome. I'm amazing. I'm vibrant. I'm energetic. I'm full of life. I'm enthusiastic. I'm passionate. I'm joyful. I'm me. What do you get to claim for yourself? Claim it right now. Drop it in the chat. This is your moment as you stand here in your empowerment stance. I am accepted. I am fun. I am loving. I am kind. I am passionate. What is it that you want? And then attach the I am to it. Let me hear some. Go ahead, sit down feeling awesome. Sit down feeling awesome. I am abundantly blessed. Yes. Happiness surrounds me. I can do whatever I want. I am successful no matter what. No matter what, no matter the outcome, I am successful. That's right. It is safe to feel my emotions. I'm allowed to have my emotions. I'm allowed to grieve. I am releasing my past. I create happiness in my life as I am the creator of my life. I'm awesome. I'm winning. I'm thriving. I'm happy, so happy every day. Yes, amazing. So these are affirmations. These are things that you want to begin to develop. You want to have an arsenal of affirmations. You want to be it takes 20 positive statements to counteract one negative statement. So you want to have lots of positive affirmations in your, at your hand, at the palm of your hand. You want to be able to read them. You want to be able to know them, and you can make them up. You don't actually have to have them all written out. You can make them up as you go, right? So really learning what you're saying to yourself or about others, that's the second area. And the third area is what you focus on grows. So you want to pay attention to what you're focusing on. I know life happens and there's no such thing as perfect. And I also know that there's many perspectives that we can have on one situation, one experience. And when you direct your focus on something, you want to pay attention to what it is that you're saying to yourself. No one's born without problems. We were actually born, we have a reptilian mind, and we were actually born to look for problems. But if we're looking for problems, so that way we can survive, right? So we can survive. But if we're looking for problems, we're not actually living, we're surviving. So we want to get out of the mindset of looking for, asking questions that puts us in survival mode, and begin to ask questions that put us in expansion, into seeing things differently. The quality of the questions you ask yourself will determine the quality of your life. And so when we become unresourceful, when we go into an unresourceful state, our subconscious starts asking questions over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It may be the same question, or it might be 100 different questions. And your questions, much like are developed to look for problems, not solutions. So we want to start changing. And what we focus on, if we're focused on looking for the problem, guess what we bring? What do we bring? If we're focusing on problems, what do you bring more of in your life? You bring what? More problems. You actually bring more problems into your life. Yes, yes. You got it. You got it. Yes. And so what we're going to do today is looking how to switch that around so that you can be in solution finding, so that you can bring what? More what into your life? When we start looking for solutions and we start looking for answers, what are you going to bring in more of into your life if we're looking for answers and solutions? Solutions. Yes. Yes. So trust me when I tell you that your mind asks hundreds and hundreds of questions a day. I remember I did an exercise where I had to write down 100 questions I asked myself today. And I've done this with clients, and they're like, I don't have 100 questions. I'm like, trust me, you do. But today we don't have time to list out 100. I challenge you to do that on your own. But I want you right now to drop below 1 to 3 questions you ask yourself daily. Like if you look at when you're in a stressful state, or an unresourceful state like anxiety, depression, grief, loneliness, self-beat up, what are the questions you ask yourself? So some of my old questions were a lot about clothes. I had an eating disorder. It's like, will my clothes fit me? What do I wear? What do I eat? What should I eat? What should I do? Where should I go? How should I spend my time? Why am I unhappy? Why am I always alone? Why do I feel lonely? These were questions that I asked myself, and much more. As I shared, I did that exercise. So what's 1 to 3 questions that you're asking yourself? Because the quality of your life comes down to the qualities of your questions. See, when I was asking those questions, I wasn't looking for solutions. That was directing me into the distrust, like where I wouldn't know. I don't know. So there was no trust within myself, or it was looking for all the problems. Why should I eat this? And it was looking for all the problems. Why do I always feel like this? Why do people not like me? Am I the real problem? Why am I fat? What's wrong with me? Yeah. And so those questions aren't going to give you answers that are going to move you forward. They actually give you answers to keep you stuck right where you are. Put a yes if you agree that they keep you stuck right where you are. Yeah. What if this doesn't work? We're always looking for the negative. Is it worth it? What have I done that's different? Yeah. And so here's what you're going to do. If you're ready to shift out of the problem seeking questions and want to get into solution based questions so that you can see your life open up, give me a heck yes, because this tool alone will change your life. Whether you take anything else from the challenge, this mini course, I promise you that this tool right here, learning how to ask questions, will change your life 100%. So you want to start shifting into what's called empowering questions. Empowering questions start with what or how. And they also have in this moment or right now. So, and they also use the word continued or even more because we want to assume we're already knowing something. So what's an empowering question you can ask yourself right now? What's an empowering question that you can ask yourself to help yourself even more right now? That's an empowering question. But what is it? So if we said, why am I so fat? That was one I heard. You can, or read, you could say, what can I do to feel, or what can I do to release weight even easier right now? Or what can I do to feel more comfortable in my body right now? Or what can I do to love myself more easily right now? Even more easily right now. If it's like, how, what if my business fails? You can be like, how can I create steps to a successful business, an even more successful business right now? Or what steps can I take to help me develop a successful business? Right? So you want to continue to work on this. So some of the ones, and I'm going to give you some, how can I build my current skills and success even easier right now, Shelley? How can I build on my current skills and success even easier right now? What can I do to help myself feel even happier in this moment, Christine? How do I get out of obsession thoughts of running things all the time? How can I find calmness in my mind even easier right now? So you want to, did you hear that, Denise? That's for you. How can I find calmness or peace in my mind even easier right now? What can I do to become even more present, even more grounded? Denise, I don't know if you did day 1, but I would look at the root chakra. So you want to develop. So there's 3 empowering questions that I use all the time that are solution seeking, and that's what's good about this right now. I don't care what the challenge is. There's always something good. There's always good if you look for good. There's always bad if you look for bad. Simple as that. So why not choose to look for good? How can I be nice to people right now? Even nicer. How can I be even nicer to myself and people right now? If you're not nice to people, it means you're not nice to yourself. So you have what is good about this right now? How is this serving me even more right now? I hear such a weird noise coming from my office. What is the lesson I get to learn from this experience that I have yet to learn right now? So empowering questions, key to success. And I'll tell you what, I had a client that was stuck in questions that brought her a lot of uncertainty, a lot of doubt, a lot of uh, anxiety. And I would love for you to hear how when she started to work on all 3 areas of her life, the communication, her body, and her focus, how her life changed. So let me pull her up for you. Maybe.
this course life. It made me realize that I'm good enough and whatever I want to do and how I want to do it is okay. I just have to be accountable to me. I'm happy with myself. I'm happy with my life. I'm happy with where I'm going. And I'm not afraid of what the future brings. I was afraid before, and I'm not afraid anymore. This course can help everyone. This
So I went somewhere. Hopefully you're still here. I don't know if you can see me or not because I can't see. But so you're looking to create empowering questions. And what Noreen was saying was when she started to work on empowering questions, her self-talk, her emotions, and tuning in, she was able to go from feeling uncertain, a fear of the future, to living each moment feeling happy, feeling joy, feeling content. And so you get to choose that too by switching your empowering words, right? So your growth work this week for today is to start to notice your questions and switch your questions, or start to notice your self-talk and add in some affirmations, or start to move your body. You get to pick, right? Pick one area that you want to work on today and let that be the area that you look at. And then tomorrow, try another area. And I want to say tomorrow's masterclass is for you. It's called Rediscover Your True Story. If you're ready to dive deep into yourself and have the opportunity to grow and learn and develop yourself even more. So Irish, can you drop in the masterclass link so everybody can register for that now? And also, I'm making a special opportunity for the first 3 women today. If you want to work deeper with us and you're really committed and wanting to make change in your life, go right now to callwithangelica.com. Callwithangelica.com. I don't know how to put it in the chat for you because my computer decided to turn off. But callwithangelica.com. If you are ready to work deeper and go deeper and committed to your future and what you want, this will be a powerful, great call for you. And so I'm looking forward to seeing you on the masterclass tomorrow. Register because we will be doing it in Zoom. We will be having interaction and talking. So you want to come into that masterclass tomorrow ready to go. There's 2 options, 12 p.m. and I believe 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, so that you can come to one or both, but you have 2 options to join me live. And I can't wait to see you in the masterclass. So go out, check out these 3 areas, your body, your focus, and your communication, and work on those 3 areas of your life today. Bye for now.